Happy birthday to everybody out there celebrating a birthday today. Big birthday shout out to a couple of my friends, Tim Ware and Jennifer Galliano, who are celebrating their birthdays today, March 28th. And here's some celebrities that have a birthday with them. Lady Gaga turns 38. Country singer Reba McEntire turns 69. Actress Julia Stiles is 43. Actor Vince Vaughn, one of my favorites, he's 54. Kate plus 8, Kate Gosselin, turns 49. NFL quarterback Derek Carr turns 33. And happy heavenly birthday to WWE superstar Umaga, who was born 1973 and passed away in 2009. Happy birthday to all of them, and of course, happy birthday to all of you celebrating a birthday today. We got a big show today. The baseball season kicks off today. I'm going to do my predictions on the Cubs and Sox. March Madness, we're in the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 this weekend. That's huge. We will know who the Final Four is by the end of Sunday night. Let's see, WrestleMania card. We're going to go over that. I think there was like a match added to that one. With a week left, we got the NBA, NHL standings. We'll see with the playoffs coming up in a few weeks. We got the day-by-day lineup for Lala, box office results from last weekend, and the Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, and Peacock April 2024 releases. Also, iHeartRadio Music Awards are this coming Monday. I believe it's April 1st, so I'll have the nominees for that. And, of course, my top 10. So let's get it kicked off first. Let's kick it off with March Madness. The Sweet 16 starts today. And actually, by now, by the time you're hearing this, it's after 5 o'clock in the afternoon. March Madness Sweet 16 is kicking off. And here we go. I'm telling you, I was looking at my brackets before I came on the air, and I'm telling you now, out of 16 teams, I picked 15 already that are still in it. So, not horrible, not by a long shot. I'm hoping North Carolina goes on and wins it because they're my pick. But here is the Sweet 16 that are left. Today, we'll have UConn, number 1 versus number 5, San Diego State. Illinois, number 3, will face Iowa State today. Let's see. Number 1, North Carolina takes on number 4, Alabama. Let's see. Number 6, Clemson takes on number 2, Arizona. Number 1, Houston takes on number 4, Duke, not Drake. Let's see. Number 11, North Carolina State is going to be in versus Marquette, number 2. And then number 1, Purdue versus Gonzaga, number 5. And then, of course, number 3, Creighton takes on number 2, Tennessee. And those are all tomorrow's games. But, yeah, so let's see. I mean, here's my picks for this one. I believe that it's going to be Illinois and North Carolina. It's going to be, I picked University of Kentucky there, and that didn't happen. So I'm going to say Houston is going to move on and beat, I would say, Marquette. So I think that's going to happen. And then, of course, with Tennessee over Gonzaga. So, yeah. But, yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. It's going to be a great 16 and Elite 8. It's going to be a great thing. I think North Carolina still wins. Obviously, I'm still in it to win it right now. So we'll see what happens there. But hopefully everybody's brackets aren't busted. Let's go over the women's bracket really quick and see who's the Sweet 16 for the women. So let's go over the women's tournament. I'm probably way off on all this, but who knows? Maybe not. Yeah, I'm actually not too good at this. Let's see. In the Sweet 16 for the women, you got number 1 South Carolina taking on number 4 Indiana. Just to show you how off I am, I picked North Carolina to be in this 2-game bracket right here, and that didn't happen. Let's see. Number 3 Oregon State versus number 2 Notre Dame. Let's see, you got number 1 Texas versus number 4 Gonzaga. They're still in it. North Carolina State at number 3 taking on number 2 Stanford. Number 1 Iowa taking on number 5 Colorado. We got LSU at number 3 taking on UCLA number 2. And then USC will face Baylor, number 1 and number 5, and then UConn at number 3 takes on number 7 Duke. But my pick to win this was Texas. Texas is still in it, so I still have a chance. And actually, my championship game for the women, I picked it Texas and UCLA, and both teams are still in. So I'm doing okay with that one too. Not as good as the men's bracket, but yeah, you know what? It is what it is. I'm still in it. So let's go over some other stuff right now. Not a ton of football news, so really there's not much to discuss. We obviously have the draft coming up in a few weeks. So starting next week, I'm going to go over the top 10 or maybe top 5, depending on how many there are for each thing. I'm going to talk about the top quarterbacks, the top receivers. So next week, I'll start with quarterbacks, and then every week I'll pick a different thing, and then we'll talk about it. So we'll see who the top is for each one of those sections. But this week, no Bears. Nothing to talk about with the Bears, except for one thing. The Bears and Houston Texans will play in the Hall of Fame game this year. Obviously, the Bears brought in Devin Hester, Steve McMichael, and Julius Peppers will be inducted into the Hall of Fame, so that's why they got the game. And then, of course, Houston Texans have wide receiver Andre Johnson going in the Hall of Fame. So that's why they got the Hall of Fame game, which will be August 1st. It's a Thursday night, and I think everybody's excited. You know, I mean, it's the Bears' first preseason game. They get the Hall of Fame game. That's cool. And then the Hall of Fame that weekend, so that'll be good. Baseball starts today. That's right. We have baseball in Chicago, whether you're a Cubs or Sox fan, if you're in New York, whether you're a Yankees or a Mets fan, it's exciting either way. Baseball is here. My prediction for the Major League Baseball season, I'm going 90 wins for the Cubs, and I'm a Sox fan. I'm going 60 for the Sox. And, you know, everybody says, well, why would you go 60 for the Sox if you're a fan? Because the Sox didn't do anything to build a better team. They have a young team, which is great. Few years those guys may gel together and start playing well, but then you cut guys like Tim Anderson, Jose Abreu, they're all gone. Who do you got? Who do you have? Let's go over the lineups really quick. Now this isn't a guaranteed lineup for both teams. They haven't released their lineups for the day yet as of the time that I posted this. So let's see, while I'm recording, let's look into it. Here's the projected Cubs lineup. Now, this goes based off of their last spring training game, so I'm going based on that because I feel like this could be their lineup or somewhat a little close to it. So let's see what their lineup is going to be for the Chicago Cubs. All right, so for the Cubs, you got Ian Happ. Then you have at number 2, Nico Horner. He was second base. Ian Happ was a designated hitter. Number 3, Cody Bellinger in center field. Number 4, Chris Morrell at third base. Number 5, Dansby Swanson as shortstop. Number 6, Miguel Amaya at center. Number 7, Mike Tuntman at right field. Number 8, Garrett Cooper at first base. And number 9, Miles Mastrobuoni at left field. So that is the possible projected Cubs lineup. This was their lineup in their last spring training game, so that's usually a tune-up for the regular season. Let's see who's going to be the starting pitchers for the Cubs today. And for the Texas Rangers, that's who they're facing. Did they name their pitchers yet? Let's see. Texas Rangers, of course, are the world champions. They will be raising their banner today, but I don't see any starting pitchers yet. So not sure if they... obviously, they named their opening day starters. It's just not showing up here. So let's go into the White Sox lineup now. This one is actually funny because this could be definitely what their lineup looks like going into today's game. It is an afternoon game, so by the time this is done, this game will be pretty much over. It starts at around 3 o'clock. So let's see, the projected lineup for the White Sox. Number 1 at left field, Andrew Benintendi. Number 2, first baseman, Andrew Vaughn. Number 3, center field, Luis Roberts Jr. Number 4, DH, Eloy Jimenez. Number 5, third baseman, Yohan Moncada. Number 6 is shortstop, Paul DeJong. Number 7 is catcher, Corey Lee. Number 8 is right fielder, Kevin Pillar. And number 9, second baseman, Nicky Lopez. So that's the possible lineup for tonight. We don't know exactly, what it's going to look like until the managers release it, but I'm guessing it's going to kind of look like this, depending on also who is pitching for both teams. That makes a difference too. But yeah, so that's it. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in an email. Email me down below. You'll see all of my social medias and my email address. Give me an email. Let me know what you think for the Cubs and the White Sox. What is your prediction for the lineups? Who do you think is going to do what? So let's see. That was lineup predictions. Let's see. WrestleMania. That is right. WrestleMania is right around the corner. We are literally a week away on Saturday from WrestleMania. The guys will start arriving probably by Monday or Tuesday night, and having a good time out there in Philadelphia. It's going to be a crazy, crazy time. The Rock. I can't talk enough about The Rock's final boss character. It is amazing. If everybody watched Raw from Chicago on Monday night in my home city, everybody saw The Rock beat Cody Rhodes down and, just go off on him. He had the Mama Rhodes belt like he promised her. He put Cody's blood on it. Like, this was, if you grew up in the Attitude Era, in the late 90s to early 2000s, you had the feels kick in during this. Because it wasn't exactly like what they did, but it's close. The blood, dropping F-bombs. I mean, they didn't really drop F-bombs back then as much, but they did curse, and they did swear. Obviously, The Rock said this is what happens when you F with the final boss. They're using a lot of S-words. They're, dropping those, SOBs, all that stuff. This is the wrestling that I grew up with in the 90s, like when I was a teenager. A lot of people say, oh, well, what about kids watching? Look, we grew up watching it too. We had DX run around, chopping at their crotch, yelling, suck it. I mean, things are not that big of a deal. These kids, most of them probably hear worse at home or school than they do when they're watching WWE wrestling. So, no, I don't think it's a big deal, and I think that everybody has a great time with it. You know what? The Rock did amazing. This final boss character is going to lead to him turning on Roman Reigns at Mania, and I believe that's what's going to happen. That may turn Roman a face and keep The Rock a heel. I want heel Rock around for a little while. I can't just say I want heel Rock to go away, but then again, if The Rock helps Cody Rhodes, then Cody's a good guy, The Rock might turn good again. And I'm okay with it either way. Because The Rock as a good guy is just as good. But I'm telling you now, of all the characters I've ever seen with The Rock, and The Rock's had many. Rocky Maivia, Flex Kavana, Hollywood Rock, Corporate Rock, Nation of Domination Rock. Out of all these Rock characters that we've seen, I really believe that the final boss, Rock, might be the best one. And he's having fun. You can see he's having a good time. He's not there because he's forced to be there. He's there because he wants to be there, and he's having a fun time doing it. I'm sad that he's going to go film a movie after this. In May he's going to film, I believe it's Fast 11. That's not confirmed, but I heard inklings that he's filming that. Plus, I think he's doing, they did a sequel to Moana. He did the voice of Maui again. And then, also, I think he's doing a live action Moana pretty soon, where he's going to be Maui. So, yeah, I mean, this is a big thing that he's going to be going back to acting, but this will lead to a match with Roman, I believe, at SummerSlam. I think Fast 11 finishes filming right around August 1st, and I believe August 3rd is the SummerSlam. Yes, I just looked it up. Saturday, August 3rd is going to be SummerSlam. So you're looking at a couple days after he finishes filming. He can go and do his SummerSlam. He could still go to certain events and lead up, or he could do via satellite. There's different ways he could do it. And he could still be there. He just can't be physical while he's filming a movie because obviously his insurance and contracts say while you're filming a movie you cannot wrestle. You could do it before or after the movie, but you cannot do it while you're filming. And so that's why I think The Rock will probably kind of fade away right after WrestleMania is done. And this is why I believe he's in a tag match as opposed to a one-on-one match, because he doesn't have to exert himself as much as he would in a one-on-one contest with Roman or a one-on-one contest with Cody. So this makes sense. Roman can carry more of the match than The Rock does, and it ends perfectly. So here's the list of matches as of right now. And, you know, we got Friday Night SmackDown tomorrow, and then you still got Raw next week, and you'll still have a SmackDown before. Now, the SmackDown before is going to be a preview into Mania. You're not going to see a ton of matches because they're not going to get guys hurt. There may be a few guys who are left off of WrestleMania and women that they put in a match on Friday night just because it is in that area. So let's see. Undisputed WWE Universal Championship match, of course, Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. That's night 2 main event. Night 1 main event, obviously, is the Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins versus Dwayne The Rock Johnson, the Final Boss, and Roman Reigns. If The Rock and Roman win, it's bloodline rules. Anything goes, anyone can interfere. It could be a free-for-all. If Cody and Seth win, which I doubt is going to happen, because obviously who wants to see just a clean match all the time? Cody would get a clean match with The Rock, or with Roman Reigns. So that means that the bloodline will be barred from ringside. You can't see Jimmy Uso, Solo, The Rock. Paul Heyman probably could be down there. But yeah, none of the actual bloodline could be there. So I honestly, like, that to me would be kind of boring. Like, I want to see a bloodbath in that final match. You know, you're talking about the culmination of Mania. You're talking about the big main event for the title. You want anybody to be able to interfere. You want to see a possibility of John Cena, a possibility of Stone Cold Steve Austin. There's a ton of people that can come down to that ring and interfere on behalf of Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Seth Rollins. I think could end up, we could see a double turn, which is going to be crazy. We may see Seth turn on Cody, and, obviously, night 2 is also going to have Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins for the World Championship. If Seth Rollins loses to Drew McIntyre, guess what's gonna happen? Seth is gonna be mad that he wasted all his energy and time to tag with Cody, and then he lost his title. Maybe The Rock cost him the title somehow. Maybe the Bloodline will cost him the title. But I could see Seth Rollins. You're hearing a lot of Roman Reigns refer to Seth Rollins as his little brother. That could be a code for Seth Rollins is going to turn on Cody, because we all know Cody and Seth don't get along, and they don't like each other, but they respect each other. And so, what a crazy thing would be to see Seth Rollins turn on Cody, okay, and then The Rock ends up at the end turning on Roman, and Cody wins the title. That would be kind of cool to see. So we'll see what happens with that. Like I said, we also have the World Heavyweight Championship match, Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. CM Punk came out in Chicago, of course, his hometown, did a great promo with, of course, Drew and Seth, and he said he will be on commentary, sitting next to Michael Cole and next to Pat McAfee. So that's what's going to happen there. I think CM Punk may try to interfere, and Drew McIntyre is going to win that. I'm going to give my predictions next week, though. I'm not doing that today, but I think that Drew McIntyre wins that one. WWE Women's Championship match, Bayley versus Io Sky. The Women's World Championship match, Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley. There's a triple threat match for the United States title, Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul. The Intercontinental Championship match is Sami Zayn versus Gunther for now. of course. I still have a weird feeling that Gable is somehow going to get in this match on Monday night or, whatever. But I believe that we will see a triple threat for that title too. Maybe even in a ladder match. But they already have a ladder match for the night, which is the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship 6-pack ladder match. Awesome Truth versus DIY versus the New Day versus the Champions of Judgment Day versus 2 undecided teams. We don't even have all the teams yet. So we'll see what happens with that. LA Knight versus AJ Styles. Match is going to be awesome. And of course, Blood versus Blood. Brother versus Brother. 2 former Bloodline members going at it. Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. That's going to be amazing. Now, this match was just added, and I believe it's confirmed already. It's going to be a 6-woman tag match. We're going to have the 3 remaining members of Damage Control, which is Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Dakota Kai, taking on, check this out, Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill. That is freaking awesome. The 3 badass, black chicks, all 3 of them together, teaming up in a match. That's going to be awesome. Jade Cahill, this will be her first match, because obviously she was in the Royal Rumble match, but that's not a real match. That's a Royal Rumble. This is an actual match where she'll be in the ring and tagging in and out and going for pins and all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited for that. Very, very excited. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so that's the WrestleMania card as of now. Obviously, things are going to go different. Obviously, in the next few 2 weeks, we still have got SmackDown tomorrow, and then Raw, and then another SmackDown. But any matches that are going to be finalized most likely will be Friday Night SmackDown, Monday Night Raw. And The Rock will be at Raw next week, which I believe is in New York. I think it's Brooklyn, New York. It's going to be off the hook, just like it was in Chicago. In fact, the funny thing is, The Rock was not even scheduled to be in Chicago at Raw. He wasn't even supposed to be there, and he just showed up. That is how much fun The Rock is having right now with all this. So I'm excited for that. This is going to be a great lead up to WrestleMania. I can't believe the 2-night WrestleMania is already here. Philadelphia, you guys are so lucky. But CM Punk did say Chicago for WrestleMania, hint, hint. So we'll see if that hint goes maybe eventually. Maybe they'll do it. I want to see what it's going to be like, because in Philadelphia, the prediction for the weather right now is in the upper 40s or 50s during the daytime, and in the low 40s at night. So both nights of the event. So really, I mean, if you could do it there, you could do it in Chicago. It ain't much different here than it is out there. I mean, Philadelphia and Chicago pretty much get the same type of weather, and we could definitely get rain or snow in April in both places. So yeah, if I'm the WWE, hint, hint, I would look into that, because Chicago would love to have another WrestleMania. We got Soldier Field, we got Wrigley Field, you can go to either one of those, so I mean, though they're both iconic stadiums in Chicago, they don't hold 70,000 people, and I know they like to do that, but Bears are building a brand new stadium eventually, so you know what? Maybe, just maybe, Triple H has us on our radar for a future WrestleMania. I hope so. We'll see what happens. Alright, let's go into, I'm going to go through the NHL standings for the playoffs and the NBA as of now, where they sit with a few weeks left. Obviously, middle of April ends the NHL and NBA season. They go into the playoffs. This is right now where we're at for both those sides. So for the Eastern Conference in hockey, already clinched their playoff spot at 48-20 and 4 ties. And let's see, 100 or overtime losses. For 100 points, the New York Rangers are number 1 in the East. Number 2 at 42, 17, and 15 with 99 points is the Boston Bruins. Number 3 is the Florida Panthers at 46, 21, and 5 with 97 points. Carolina is 45, 21, and 7 with 97 points at number 4. Number 5 in the East is the Toronto Maple Leafs at 40, 22, and 9 with 89 points. That's number 5. Number 6, the Tampa Bay Lightning at 40 and 25 and 7 with 87 points. Philadelphia is number 7. Wait, let me make sure I'm right on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Number 7 is the Philadelphia Flyers at 36, 27, and 10 for 82 points. And the number 8 seed in the East is Washington at 36, 26, and 9 with 81 points. And that's the Eastern Conference. Of course, Detroit, New Jersey, they're all still in it. New York Islanders are still in it at 75 points. Buffalo is still in it with 73. Pittsburgh with 72, but these teams are kind of dwindling away. Ottawa and Montreal are 66 points, and then the team eliminated is the Columbus Blue Jackets at 58 points. They are officially eliminated, and they will be in the draft lottery for the NHL. The Western Conference looks like this. Dallas is number 1 at 45, 19, and 9 with 99 points. Vancouver is number 2 with 45, 19, and 8. 98 points. Colorado Avalanche are 46, 21, and 5 with 97 points. Winnipeg is 44, 22, and 6 with 94 points. They're number 4. Number 5 is the Edmonton Oilers at 43, 23, and 4 with 90 points. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is Nashville at 43, 25, and 4 with 90 points. The LA Kings, 38, 22, and 11 at 87 points. And right now, picking up the rear at number 8 is the Vegas Golden Knights at 39, 25, and 8 with 86 points. Teams still in it. St. Louis has 80 points. They're still in it. Minnesota at 77 points. Calgary at 71, and Seattle at 71, the Kraken. Eliminated is Arizona. Anaheim, Chicago is out, and San Jose. So they will all be in the draft lottery. The team with the least points right now is actually San Jose at 40, and the Hawks are number 2 at 47. So they have the best chance for the number 1 pick, the Blackhawks and San Jose Sharks. So we'll see what happens there. I'll give predictions once it's done in a couple of weeks. We'll give the predictions on who I think is going to go. I'll do my fun little playoff standing thing. Let's go really quick and check out the NBA right now with that, because you do have the play-in tournament. There's 10 teams that have a shot at the playoffs in the NBA. So let's see that. Let's see, NBA standings. Okay, so let's start with the Eastern Conference. Boston has clinched a playoff spot already at 57 and 15 at number 1. Milwaukee is number 2 at 46 and 26. The New York Knicks are 44 and 28. Let's see, the Cleveland Cavaliers are 44 and 29 at number 4. Number 5 is Orlando at 42 and 30. Let's see. And number 6 is Indianapolis with 41 and 33. Here's your play-in teams, 7, 8, 9, and 10. At 7 is the Miami Heat at 39 and 33. Number 8 is Philadelphia at 39 and 34. Right now they will get home games. The teams in 7 and 8 will get the home games. And then they would play number 9 Chicago at 35 and 38. And number 10 Atlanta at 33 and 39. So what'll happen now is with the playoff games, the play-in tournament, 7 would play against, I believe, is it 7 and 9 and 8 and 10? Or is it 7 and 10 and 8 and 9? I think it's 7, 10, 8, 9 play each other. And then the team that goes on would be, I don't, it's kind of weird. I'll go over it once we get to the playoffs. We'll talk about the play-in tournament and how that works, because it's really weird, but it's cool. I like it. It's a cool way for a couple extra teams to get in. Now, here's the thing. The only team that has a shot right now to make the play-in tournament is Brooklyn. the Brooklyn Nets. They're the only team that has a chance to get in, which means that Atlanta or Chicago could be pushed out if they go on a really big losing streak the next few weeks, and Brooklyn goes on a little winning streak. Brooklyn is 28-45 and still have a shot at the play-in tournament. Eliminated is the Toronto Raptors at 23-50. The Charlotte Hornets at 18-54. Washington at 14-59, and Detroit has the worst record in the East at 12-61. In the Western Conference, number 1 is the Denver Nuggets at 51-22. Number 2 is Minnesota at 50-22. Number 3 is the Oklahoma City Thunder at 50-22. Number 4 is the LA Clippers at 45-27. Number 5 is the New Orleans at 44-28. And number 6 is Dallas at 43-29. The play-in tournament, 7, 8, 9, and 10, you got the Phoenix Suns at 43-30. You got Sacramento Kings at 42-30. You got the LA Lakers at 41-32. Yes, that's right. LeBron's team is under 500 by 9 games and still in the play-in tournament. Or no, 41-32. I'm sorry, they're above, but still not by much. And then number 10, the Golden State Warriors at 38-34. Houston still has a shot. They're not eliminated. They're 37-35. Eliminated is the Utah Jazz at 29-44. Memphis at 24-49. Portland at 19-54, and San Antonio is 17-56. The worst team in the league right now is Detroit at 12-61. They're the worst in the entire league. That is horrible. But yeah, so there is the standings in the East and the West of the NBA and the NHL. Those are the teams that are in the playoffs right now and teams that are still in the hunt. So yeah, we're going to move on from that. Our sports segment is officially over. Let's go into some entertainment news. Lollapalooza, day-by-day lineup. Let's go over that. Alright, so obviously everybody knows Lollapalooza will take place from Grant Park in Chicago, Illinois, August 1st through the 4th. So it's a Thursday through Sunday, and here we go. So Thursday, the 2 headliners are Tyler the Creator and Hozier. Let's see. So here's the lineup for Thursday. Lizzie McPhee, Fisher, Labyrinth, Benson Boone, Jungle, Kesha, Mo-Chunk, Chappelle Rowan, Don Diablo, David, Walker and Royce, Tyler, Daddy Fryer, The Japanese House, Kabas, Flo, Olivia Dean, Sam Barber, Fleshwater, Matt Hansen, Blondshell, Avela, Saint Leviant, Spanel, Bren. I'm sure there's people who know all these bands. I've never heard of most of these. I've heard of Kesha on this one. I've heard of Tyler the Creator, Hozier, and Kesha. And then there's some other acts. I mean, you could look up the whole list of them. I'm going to go over some of the big ones. Let's see. For Friday, the headliners are Stray Kids and SZA. Also going to be there is Laffy, Renee Rapp, Zed, Faye Webster, Victoria Monet, Sexy Red, VZ, In This Moment, Waldaro, Ryan Beatty, Lala Young, Military Guns, It's Murph, Geese, there's a group called Geese, Godly the Ruler, Tommy Rankman. I'm going to have to look up some of these bands and listen to some of their music just to see what they sound like. Let's see, Saturday, the 2 big headliners, Future X Metro Boomin and The Killers. Plus, Skrillex will be there Saturday night too. He'll be DJing. I think he'll end the show with his big DJ set. That's what they've been doing the last couple of years. Also Saturday is the Deftones, Tate McRae, Ive, Killer Mike, TV Girl, Hippocampus, Fortit, Ethanol Kane, Rami. Let's see, who else? Fricko, Armani White, Natalie Jane, Happy Landing, Nightly Dasha, Tommy Newport, Savannah Ray, and Zandra, and Will Lenti. or Lindley. I don't even know who that is. And then Sunday to end it, we've got two big ones. Melanie Martinez and Blink 182 will end Lollapalooza in Chicago on Sunday night, along with Conan Gray, Dominic Fike, Zed's Dead. It's funny because Zed is there on Friday and Zed's Dead is there on Sunday. That's crazy. Pierce the Veil, Teddy Swims, Two Door Cinema Club, Vince Staples, Black Tiger Sex Machine, White Fang, Sir Ben Bomer, Tizo Touchdown, The Last Dinner Party, Water Parks, Mimi Webb, let's see, I think it's Mimi Webb Knox actually, Briscoe, Post Sex Nachos, Huddy, Chicago Maid, Caitlin Butts, literally Butts, Butts, and Kyle Dion. So that's the groups. Now, also remember, if you cannot get to Lollapalooza because the tickets are too expensive, Hulu will be showing it again this year. They're under contract. They will show it on there. You're not going to see every band, obviously. They have a lineup of certain bands. Usually, most of your headliners are on there, except for like here and there. There's a few that don't want to be on there, like Miley Cyrus declined being on the Hulu one because I think she wanted the fans to come see her instead of that. So even though she knew some of her fans wouldn't be able to get there, she obviously didn't care and didn't want to do it. So so you'll see whoever's going to be there. They'll obviously release the list of the ones that'll make it. But yeah, so if you can't be there, do like I do, watch it on Hulu. You can see it every day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that'll be cool. Let's go into box office results for the weekend. I know I don't normally do this as a segment. I might start doing this every week now. But I wanted to see where Ghostbusters was going to fall because Ghostbusters Frozen Empire came out last week, and I'm very excited to see where it would end up and how much money it made. So here is the weekend box office from last weekend. Let's see. So let's go and see if there's a top 10. Okay, here we go. So number 10 was Bob Marley One Love. It did 1.1 million. So far, it's done 94.3 million total. Let's see. Number 9 was Cabrini. That did 1.4 million last weekend with 16.1 million total. Love Lies Bleeding did 1.5 million last weekend, and it did 5.6 million total. Imaginary comes in on this list at 2.8 million for last week and 23.6 million total. Late Night with the Devil did 2.83 million and total 2.83 million because it was his first week out. Let's see, Arthur the King did 4.3 million and it's done 14.6 altogether. Immaculate did 5.3 million in its first weekend. Kung Fu Panda 4 did 16.8 million at number 3, and it's done 133 million at the box office already. Crazy. Number 2 is Dune Part 2, did 17.6 million last weekend, 233.4 million total altogether. And number 1 at the box office, I'm sure everybody knew this was going to happen. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire came in number 1 in its first week with 45.2 million. Now, this week is Godzilla versus Kong, the New Empire. Will Dune and Ghostbusters be able to finish 1 and 2 again with that movie out? I'll tell you why. Godzilla and Kong are two iconic monsters. Okay? People love it. I got a coworker. He loves Godzilla so much, he went to see the last movie that just came out a few months ago, and he's going to be there tomorrow night to see this one. They have a big following. So, Ghostbusters doing number 1 in the first week may not come in number 1 in its second week because of this. Now, I mean, would I go see Godzilla versus Kong over Ghostbusters? Not if I didn't see Ghostbusters yet. But if I didn't, then if I did already see it in the first week, then I might go see Godzilla and Kong. So we'll see next week. This is going to be an interesting run because now is the big time of year where all the big summer movies start coming out. So now we're going to see, April, May, June, July, and August. big time at the box office for a lot of summer movies. I know there's a Bad Boys 4 coming out this summer. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. And actually, in the next maybe few weeks, maybe like around middle of April, I'm going to talk about all the big summer movie releases that are going to be out. So we'll talk about what's coming out this summer. So yeah, that's it for that. Let's go into... I wanted to throw this one in there also. Chicago... One Chicago, the shows on Wednesday night on NBC have all officially been renewed for next year. Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, and Chicago PD all have been renewed for another season. So that's exciting news for all the One Chicago fans that love the trilogy. So yeah, we'll see what happens with all that. Now, let's go into the 2024 iHeart Music Awards. Here's the nominees for all the categories that you're going to see. The award show is going to be on April, I believe, 1st, which is Monday. Yes, it's going to be Monday from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, and tape delay on Fox. So the event will also be broadcasted on iHeart radio stations nationwide and on the free iHeart radio app. It is going to be hosted by Ludacris. Fans can vote still right now up until March 25th. Nope, polling closed, so you can't vote anymore on it. So here is the nominees for all the categories. Song of the Year: Calm Down, Rema and Selena Gomez. Creepin' by Metro Boomin with The Weeknd and 21 Savage. Cruel Summer by Taylor Swift. Dance the Night by Dua Lipa. Fast Car, Luke Combs. Flowers, Miley Cyrus. Kill Bill by SZA. Last Night, Morgan Wallen. Paint the Town Red by Doja Cat. And Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo. New for 2024, Pop Song of the Year. It's Calm Down by Rema and Selena Gomez. Cruel Summer by Taylor Swift, Flowers by Miley Cyrus, Kill Bill by SZA, and Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo. Another new category for 2024, Pop Artist of the Year. And that's between Doja Cat, Miley Cyrus, Olivia Rodrigo, SZA, and Taylor Swift. Artist of the Year. Here's the nominees: Drake, Jelly Roll, Luke Combs, Miley Cyrus, Morgan Wallen, Olivia Rodrigo, Shakira, SZA, Taylor Swift, and Usher. Duo or Group of the Year: G-Idle, G-I-D-L-E, Blink-182. Oh my god, I would love for them to win. Dan and Shay, Fall Out Boy, The Foo Fighters, Jonas Brothers, Maneskin, One Republic, Paramore, and Parmalee. Those are all up for that one. Best Collab. Here's the nominees. It'll be All My Life, Lil Durk featuring J. Cole. Barbie World with Aqua, Nicki Minaj, and Ice Spice. Boys a Liar Part 2, Pink Panthers and Ice Spice. Calm Down, Rema and Selena Gomez. Creepin', Metro Boomin with The Weeknd and 21 Savage. Good Good, Usher, Summer Walker, and 21 Savage. Rich Flex, Drake and 21 Savage. Oh my gosh. 21 Savage is... wow. Three different songs in this one category. If they could honestly win Best Collab on 3 different songs. Rich Flex is Drake and 21 Savage. Thank God is Kane Brown and Caitlin Brown. Let's see. Tomorrow 2, Gorilla and Cardi B. And TQG, Karol G and Shakira. Best New Artist for Pop: David Kushner, Dolechi, Jelly Roll, Rema, and Stephen Sanchez. Country Song of the Year: Fast Car, Luke Combs. Heart Like a Truck, Lainey Wilson. Last Night, Morgan Wallen. Rockin' a Hard Place, Bailey Zimmerman. And Thank God, Kane Brown and Caitlin Brown. Country Artist of the Year nominees are Jason Aldean, Jelly Roll, Lainey Wilson, Luke Combs, and Morgan Wallen. Best New Artist for Country: Corey Kent, Jackson Dean, Jelly Roll, Megan Maroney, and Nate Smith. Hip Hop Song of the Year: All My Life, Lil Durk featuring J. Cole. I'm not going to say this on the air. F You Mean, but that's not what it is. By Gunna. Just Wanna Rock, Lil Uzi Vert. That's a funny name. Lil Uzi Vert. Rich Flex by Drake and 21 Savage. Tomorrow 2, Glorilla and Cardi B. Hip Hop Artist of the Year, 21 Savage, Drake, Future, Gunna, and Lil Durk are up for that one. Best New Artist for Hip Hop, Doecheli, Ice Spice, Lola Brooke, Sexy Red, and Young Nudy. R&B Song of the Year, Creepin', Metro Boomin with The Weeknd and 21 Savage, Cuff It by Beyonce, Good Good, Usher, Summer Walker, and 21 Savage, On My Mama, Victoria Monet, and Snooze by SZA. R&B Artist of the Year, Beyonce, Brent Faiyaz, Chris Brown, SZA, and Usher. Best African Music Artist, Burna Boy, Rema, Thames, Tyla, and Wizkid. Best New Artist for R&B, Coco Jones, Friday, Kenyon Vaughn, October London, and Victoria Monet. Alternative Song of the Year, Lost by Linkin Park, Love from the Other Side, Fall Out Boy, One More Time, Blink-182, Rescued by the Foo Fighters, and This Is Why by Paramore. Alternative Artist of the Year nominees are Blink-182, Fall Out Boy, Foo Fighters, Green Day, and Paramore. If you look at that category, 4 out of the 5 are from my actual generation. That's amazing. That's how generational a lot of these artists are. Best New Artist, Alternative and Rock, Bad Omens, Hardy, Jelly Roll, Lovejoy, and Noah Kahan. Rock Song of the Year, 72 Seasons by Metallica, Dead Don't Die, Shinedown, Lost by Linkin Park, Need a Favor, Jelly Roll, and Rescued by the Foo Fighters. Rock Artist of the Year nominees are Disturbed, Foo Fighters, Jelly Roll, Metallica, and Shinedown. Dance Song of the Year nominees, 1035 by Tiesto featuring Tate McRae, Baby Don't Hurt Me, David Guetta, Anna Marie, and Coi Leray, Pandum Padum by Kylie Minogue, Praising You, Rita Ora featuring Fatboy Slim, and Strangers, Kenyon Grace. Dance Artist of the Year, Annabelle England, David Guetta, Millennium, Kylie Minogue, and Tiesto. Latin Pop Urban Song of the Year, La Bachata by Manuel Tizio, La Bebe Remix, Young Lucas and Peso Pluma, Lala by Mike Towers, Shakira, Berserk Music Sessions Volume 53, Shakira and Bizrap, and TQG, Karol G, and Shakira. Latin Pop Urban Artist of the Year, Bad Bunny, Feed, Karol G, Manuel Turizo, and Shakira. Best New Artist for Latin Pop Urban, Bad Gala, Gale, Mora, Young Lucas, and Young Miko. Let's see. K-Pop Artist of the Year, G. Idol, Jungkook, NCT Dream, 17, and Stray Kids. Let's see. Anything else that's good? I mean, I'll go over all these. There's a lot more. I'm not going to go over everything. Oh, Best Fan Army. This is hilarious. Age Nation, Atini, Barbs, The Bayhive, BTS Army, Harry's, Livy's, Louis, Nilers, The Rushers, Selenators, and Swifties. That's hilarious. So I'll go over all these next week to see who won everything. I'll go through every single one. There's about 10 more. But honestly, those are the main ones. But I will go through them all and let everybody know next week who wins every single category. So we'll go over that next week. And now let's move on to our last topic before I do my top 10 list. And it is what is going to be on the social streaming services. So let's look, and we'll start out with, let's see, what's coming to Netflix in April. So let's go over just the good ones. We're not going to go over everything. You can look up these lists online. I just like to do a few of them. Coming in at Netflix, April 2024, to be determined, is Super Rich in Korea Season 1. It's a Netflix original reality series. Here's what's coming on Monday, April 1st. These are not April Fool's jokes. American Graffiti, Baby Driver, Battleship, Black Clover, Born on the 4th of July, Glass, Let's see. The Haiku Collection, Happy Gilmore, Hotel Transylvania Collection, How to Be Single. Let's see. I'm just going over the really good ones. Role Models, Sex and the City, seasons 1 to 6. Skyscraper with Dwayne Johnson, Smokey and the Bandit 1 and 2. Step Up Revolution, Strawberry Shortcake Spring Spectacular. It's brand new, so make sure you check that out with the kids. Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby. The Land Before Time, the original animated series, or movie, and The Little Things. The Magic Prank Show with Justin Williams. It's a Netflix original. The Whole Matrix Collection. Wild Things. White Collar, seasons 1 to 6. And You've Got Mail with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. What's coming to Netflix on April 2nd? Together, Trouble Winners. It's a documentary series recounting the soccer team Manchester City FC's record-breaking 2022-23 season. So if you're a big fan of soccer, make sure you check that out. Coming to Netflix on April 3rd, Crime Scene Berlin, Nightlife Killer, Season 1. Files of the Unexplained, Season 1, and Zero to Hero. Let's see. 100 Days to Indy, tracking drivers prepping for the Indianapolis 500. Let's see. Ninjago, Dragons Rising. Let's see. That's pretty much it for that. April 5th. Let's see if there's anything good. Nothing good there. That's pretty much it for Netflix. I mean, you can see the full list. You could just go look it up and see everything. Because there's stuff on here that, obviously, I mean, not everybody's going to like, oh, here's a good one. Woody Woodpecker Goes to Camp, a Netflix original. That looks like it'll be decent. So make sure you check that one out. Let's see, what else do we got here? Anything good? I'm just looking through the whole list. So we'll see there. This movie sounds actually pretty decent. It's called Anna from 2019, action thriller about a woman who becomes a KGB assassin, starring Sasha Luss, Luke Evans, Cillian Murphy, and Helen Mirren. Sounds really good. That'll be on April 16th. Knocked Up with Seth Rogen's going to be on there. Jimmy Carr, Natural Born Killer. It's a stand-up comedy special from Netflix, so that sounds good. Let's see. Don't Hate the Player. Don't know what that is. Let's see. And that's pretty much it. I'm looking through the list. I don't really see much else that's on here. Oh, the movie from 2023, Anyone But You, is going to come to Netflix on April 23rd. It's a rom-com with Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell. Let's see. King Richard, that's a good one. TLC Forever, a documentary on the iconic music group. That is going to be April 24th. And let's see, I think that's it. Yep, that's it. So that's your Netflix list. You can always go and look it up if there was something you didn't hear on here that you're wondering when's going to be on that you know about. But other than that, that's it for Netflix. So let's see now. Everything coming to HBO Max, or Max as they call it, in April. April 1st, American Renegades, Black Swan, Body of Lies, Bridget Jones' Diary, Bridget Jones' The Edge of Reason, Bridget Jones' Baby, Bruce Lee, The Man, the Legend, Deepwater Horizon, Elizabethtown, The Fluffy Movie. Let's see, Harry Potter movies, all of them. I'm not even going to go through the list. It's all the movies. Internal Affairs 1, 2, and 3. Or Infernal Affairs 3 and 1 and 2. Hotel Artemis. Joy, Leap of Faith. Just going through the good ones. National Security. Once Upon a Time in China. The first one, second one, and third one. Both Pink Panther movies from 2006 and 2009. Pride and Glory. The Social Network, if you want to know how Facebook started. The SpongeBob SquarePants movie from 2004. Let's see. A Tale of Springtime, A Tale of Winter, A Tale of Summer, and A Tale of Autumn. It's going to be on there. Terminator Salvation. This movie is called This Is Not a Burial, It's a Resurrection. Let's see. Wes Craven Presents They. That's it. Let's see, any other good days coming up. I'm looking at, there's like a bunch of stuff. So like I said, I just go over the big ones. You can always look up the list and see everything that's going to be on. That's pretty much it. A bunch of reality shows are going to premiere on there, so you can check it out. NCAA Tournament, the Final Four is going to be on there next weekend, and the National Championship game, if you want to check that out. They're also going to have some basketball games in April, so maybe check that list out. NHL, so they're going to start streaming a lot more games too. MLB, it looks like, is going to have some stuff on there. If you're a Cub fan, it looks like April 9th, Cubs at San Diego is going to be on HBO Max. So, kind of cool. They're doing a lot of cool stuff with HBO and Netflix and all that. Obviously, everybody heard about the big boxing match. Jake Paul taking on Mike Tyson. That's going to be on Netflix. And what I heard was, and I don't know how true this is, there's no charge if you're a Netflix customer. You get it to watch it as long as you have Netflix. So that's pretty cool. I hope that's true because I want to see it. And also, there's the smoking fights on 420 in Chicago at the Cicero Arena. If you know who Lucky Chucky is and Carlos from 60 Days In, they're also TikTokers. But they were in the show 60 Days In, and they really have like an actual like hatred for each other, animosity and hatred. They're gonna fight each other on 420, and that's gonna be on some kind of pay-per-view. I'll go over that sometime in April too. That's gonna be a fun one. I love the show 60 Days In, so that's cool. Hulu, I'm gonna go over this a little bit, but a lot of it's series, and I don't want to go over series and stuff. So basically what I want people to do is go check this out. I'll tell you some good movies. Annie from 2014, The Big Lebowski, this is all April 1st, Blair Witch, Blockers, Boys on the Side, Captain Phillips, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Dog Days, The Fifth Element, Get 'Em to the Greek, The Grudge 2, Hellboy, Karate Kid from 2010, Made in America, that's a good movie, with Ted Danson and Whoopi Goldberg. The Next Karate Kid from 94, Ocean's 11, 12, and 13, Runaway Jury, that's a good one. Wonder Woman from 2017, X2, X-Men United, Don't Mess with the Zohan. April 2nd, iHeartRadio Music Awards will be on. They'll show the second one for that. Let's see. And that looks like it for like a lot of movies. The rest are all pretty much TV shows. There's some movies mixed in here. Little Women from 2019. Wahlburgers, season 7. So yeah, these are all pretty much movies. Stand By Me, April 30th will be on there. Sisters on April 30th. Shazam, Fury of the Gods. And the first Shazam, so those are going to be on there too. But a lot of this is just movies or regular TV shows too. Ghostbusters 1 and 2 is going to be on there. But yeah, so go check it out. You can see all the TV shows that are going to be on Hulu, and that way you can check those out. And last one, let's go over Peacock really quick. Everybody loves Peacock. Alright, let's see. Everything coming to Peacock in there. April 1st, I can't wait for this one if you're a big wrestling fan. It's called Bray Wyatt Becoming Immortal. That's going to be really good. Community Seasons 1 to 6, Real Housewives of Potomac, Big Daddy, Big Sky River, Billy Madison, Blue Crush, Bride Wars, Bridesmaids, Bruce Almighty, Carlito's Way, Casino, Cheech and Chong, Get Out of My Room, Cheech and Chong's Next Movie, Click, Dazed and Confused, Draft Day. That's a good movie because of the baseball season starting. Face Off, Fast and Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious, Fast 5, and Fast 6. Father of the Bride's going to be on there. The Godfathers 1, 2, and 3. Guess Who, Half Baked. Hancock, Happy Gilmore, Hot Tub Time Machine, Just Go With It, Liar Liar. These are some good movies. Madagascar, Major Payne, Mission Impossible, Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, Mission Impossible 2 and 3 are also going to be on there. Mr. Bean's Holiday, My Best Friend's Wedding, I love that movie. Notting Hill, The Other Woman, R.I.P.D., Scarface, Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, Tropic Thunder, Undercover Brother, and Waiting to Exhale. April 2nd, House of Gucci. Let's see, April 3rd, Lopez vs. Lopez, Season 2. Let's see. April 7th and 8th, WrestleMania of Nights 1 and 2. That's April 6th and 7th. Let's see, anything else? Pitch Perfect on April 12th. And I think that might be a Chucky Season 3 if you're into that, Part 2. Let's see. That's pretty much it for movies. Oh, April 24th, Megan and Megan unrated version. That's going to be on there. You know, I saw Megan, and I don't know what an unrated version will look like, because it was pretty gory. So yeah, that's it for everything that's coming to streaming. So, I didn't do Paramount Network. I didn't do Apple TV Plus. There's just too many of them. I just did the major ones. So you could always go look them up, and you'll see what's coming to, a streaming service near you. Okay, so that's going to be it for the show. I'm going to go into my top 10. This week, Becky Rasman, one of my friends, you've heard her on one of my music shows that I did, which it had all the newer artists, and I'll re-release that this weekend so people can hear it on YouTube, the YouTube version of it. Let's see. Let's go into this really quick. Let's see. So my top 10, she wanted to do top 10 80s toys. So I did my top 10 80s toys. These are the ones that I love the most out of the top 10s. So number 10, My Buddy, Kid Sister. I had a My Buddy. That was fun. Number 9, Teddy Ruxpin. Everybody remembers good old Teddy Ruxpin. Number 8, I still love this game to this day, Jenga. I think everybody does. Number 7, this is great, Bike Spokes. Who remembers getting the colorful, rainbow, freaking colored bike spokes when you were like wheeling around downtown? Everybody heard as you were coming down. It was amazing. Bike spokes were the stuff. I wish I could get them for my kids' bikes. They would love it. Number 6, the Ghostbusters toys. I had the Firehouse. I had Slimer. I had Vakeman. I had Stans. I had Egon. I had all of them. I had every single one. I had Winston Zedmore. I had them all. I loved them. Number 5, who don't love Power Wheels? I had, I didn't have my own. I don't know if I had my own Power Wheels. I don't think I did. But I did use my friends. I used to drive around in their little Jeeps and stuff. I had a lot of other stuff, but I never had a Power Wheel. Simon, that's still an awesome game. Yeah, everybody remembers the yellow, the blue, the red, and the green. You touch where Simon, he'll do it first, and you touch the one, and you got to go with the pattern. Really fun game. Check it out. If you don't still have one, go pick one up. Micro Machines at number 3. I love Micro Machines. One of my favorite things to play with. I used to love toy cars. Number 2, my Nintendo. Love my Nintendo. I wish I still had one. In fact, sometimes I wish I could just go rebuy it. I might eventually. I used to have that little Nintendo that had the games loaded on it, and the thing didn't last long. It broke pretty quick. I might get another one because they're pretty cool. Number 1 top 10 80s toy for me, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles toys. I had the blimp. I had the van. I had the little sewer system thing. I had Splinter, Shredder, Krang. I had the Foot Soldiers, a few of them. Bebop, Rocksteady. I had Michelangelo. I had April O'Neil. I had Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael. I had them all. If it was a set, I had the entire thing. I used to sit on the carpet in the 80s when I was 7, 8 years old, playing with my Ninja Turtles. They used to beat up my WWE wrestlers, or WWF wrestlers at the time. Hulk Hogan, all those. Sometimes I'd bring the Turtles out, and they'd go into the wrestling ring and start beating up the wrestlers. It was awesome. Macho Man Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior teaming up with The Undertaker to face off against the 4 Ninja Turtles with Splinter in their corner. Awesome. My favorite thing. I'll see everybody next week. We're going to have fun on the show. We'll talk about the iHeart Music Awards, who won. We'll talk about the Final Four. We'll know who the Final Four is for both the men and the women. We'll talk some baseball, see where the first week of the season has us. And we'll talk about more other stuff, too. I got a few fun ones to talk about, too. Adam Sandler movies ranked. And, of course, what else do I got? Movie bombs at the theater. So we'll talk about those too. But until then, I'll see everybody next week. Enjoy your Easter. It is Easter weekend. He's going to be risen. We'll talk, you guys will have fun this weekend, and we'll be back to talk more fun with you next week. We'll see where Godzilla and Kong ranked, and let's see if they beat out the Ghostbusters and Dune 2. We'll see what happens with that. Until then, everybody, enjoy this weekend. Enjoy Easter with your family. Until next week, stay safe, stay healthy, don't die. I'll see everybody later. Peace.